getting signals from MRO.
Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the signs of past life.
What are we talking about today?
Perseverance. And
Yeah, the
all
Mars
the
rover.
new, what do I call them?
Videos. Yeah, videos, pictures.
Pictures of Mars.
Yeah. Let me take a drink of the magic potion.
It's called coffee.
Yeah.
It's also called caffeine.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Percy. This is Mercy. Mercy is...
Feeding the dog.
You were in the bathroom yesterday, Merce. That was the subject of yesterday's video.
What? I have to approve these scripts.
Welcome to the hit, critically acclaimed, internationally lauded morning show called the...
She's trying.
Yeah, she's trying. Today is...
Wednesday, February 24th.
That's right! You've got blue stuff all over your... You getting ready to war paint yourself for the morning show? Today is Inconvenience Yourself Day. You're supposed to kind of do something to inconvenience yourself for other people.
What does that mean?
It means a lot of the times we do stuff that tries to just make us feel convenient, right? We do things to save steps. We want to not be bothered. But today is supposed to almost be the opposite. Do something today that will bother yourself so that you help or make a difference for somebody else. Sort of a lead-in to the story of the day, which is more about the Mars rover.
Wait, how does that lead in?
I don't know. Let's try. Let's see if there's a little bit of a lead-in. A couple days ago, they announced all the new videos and pictures of the descent, right, of the landing of the new Mars rover, Percy, or otherwise known as, named after this guy.
Not really.
We don't know. Somebody's maybe a fan of the show.
Could be.
Maybe.
Probably not. Well, so they're called the EDL cameras, the entry, descent, and landing cameras that captured all of this.
The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration.
I'm not a fan, but like someone who did watch an episode or something.
Sure.
Like that.
Sure, maybe somebody watched an episode.
And NASA, and they were the naming person, and then they named it Percy.
That's right.
Perseverance.
That's totally what happened. A guy named Josh Korsnes, he's a mechanical systems engineer, and I believe this is a blog post. It's a little confusing where this came from, but he was one of the engineers in charge of these cameras, getting these EDL cameras on the spaceship. And what's kind of interesting about the EDL cameras is, so they captured all of this stuff. There was cameras like on every kind of layer of the system, so you can kind of see the separation, landing on the ground, you can see the bottom, you can see how it was being dropped off, you could see the parachute as it was coming into the atmosphere. Beautiful shots. Like, Mars looks amazing, like what they were able to capture in like high definition. These were almost GoPro-esque like cameras. This wasn't like NASA cameras. This was like a commercial system that they employed, not that much different from a GoPro. They weren't GoPros though, apparently. I also thought it was kind of interesting, the inspiration for these cameras came from one of the heads of the program's daughters. She was in gymnastics. She got her dad to buy a camera for her to wear during her gymnastics moves. So he's watching a video of her doing a backflip, and when he saw her do a backflip, he was like, whoa, it's almost kind of like I'm doing a backflip. So he calls his team and was like, this inspired the conversation that led to putting these cameras on the rover that allowed us to see what it was like to land a rover. So this was kind of an afterthought. This wasn't part of the main Perseverance rover discussion. This wasn't like a need to have. This was kind of just like a, what if we could add some cameras to show people what it's like landing on Mars? They weren't mission critical. The only kind of mission statement for these cameras was do no harm. So basically, if they don't work, great. Our mission can still be 100% successful as long as you don't screw up the real mission, which is to do all the science on Mars. Not all the cameras work. The microphone didn't work during entry, and one of the cameras sounds like it exploded and didn't work. But it's okay because they were superfluous according to the mission.
The second rule was more of a metaphor. You want to tell them that one?
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Yeah, that was the second rule of the mission. Basically, hey, don't screw up the real mission, and don't complain if this sucks. This engineer, Josh, he's explaining that when he was working on this, he felt a little kind of out of place. He wished he was working on things that were more important to the mission, like the parachute and some of the other scientific instruments.
Look at this.
What am I looking at?
It's
a weird rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. But he then came to realize how important, given the fact that now there's a YouTube streaming live video. Yesterday when we looked at this, it had over 5.5 million views already. I think it dawned on him when he saw how people were obsessed about these images and videos on Mars. Sometimes an important thing to do isn't the science, but it is inspiration. These Mars videos are coming out. This is going to encourage a lot of people to get into science and engineering and to pay attention to space. And that all came from putting on some cameras that almost never made it on the ship to begin with. Sometimes it's important just to inspire people. It doesn't seem important sometimes in the scheme of things, right? There's usually important missions and important rules and things that you're trying to accomplish, but sometimes it's equally important just to inspire people to do more of this same thing and to get people motivated to do their own accomplishments.
The end is sort of a lead into the day of the beginning.
I think so too. You're kind of inconveniencing yourself by putting on sometimes special things like these cameras, or you might be inconveniencing yourself by like writing a blog post about what it was like to launch your company, etc., right? These are like maybe things that you feel like are superfluous, nobody cares about them, and then you find out you inspire someone else to go do something really important. You know what it's time for? It's apparently time for the trash on a Tuesday, which is not, I thought, the trash pickup day. You know what it's time for?
The chocolate, also known as Google Morning Regular Upset.
4, just do 4. Yesterday you did 6. Let's bring it back to 4.
She's really a dog, but she's a really,
Jellyfish.
a goat.
Go. Okay.
Except she's really a jellyfish.
Jellyfish. Nice. Okay, last one.
She's really a koala, but she's really a dog and the best.
Park it. Okay. What's going on with the trash? Hey, Merce.
Yeah.
So, Merce, the Mars rover landed and all, named after me.
What? Named after you?
Yeah. Percy. So, Merce, I consider myself a bit of an astronaut, because of that.
Okay.
And so I know some stuff about space, seeing as how I'm an astronaut now. Astronauts know that steaks are better in space.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's because...
They're a little meteor. I get it.
Joke was from no_555 on Reddit. That's it, folks. Thank you so much for watching these videos. If you're new here, please subscribe to the YouTube videos. Follow the podcast if that's where you're checking this out. Bye.
Bye.
Probably not on Alexa. Although we figured out maybe a mechanism to get her to play it. Watch this. Play the Half CAF Show podcast from Spotify.
Getting the Half CAF Show from Spotify.
Half CAF Show.
You have to say exactly this.
Half caffeinated as...
CAF Show podcast on Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Is it called?
This video is now sponsored by Squarespace.
No, it's not.